Be me. 27-year-old Rachel, newly promoted shift lead at Metro Cold Storage, refrigerated warehouse in Chicago suburbs, handle frozen food distribution for major grocery chains, worked my way up from inventory clerk over 4 years, finished business degree online while working full-time, first in my family to graduate college. Mom was a cashier and Dad worked factory jobs. Finally got promoted when parent company pushed for diversity in leadership. Warehouse is massive. Freezers kept at -10 degrees. Supervised crew of 14 guys. Ages range from early 20s to mid-50s. Most are decent workers. Some clearly hate taking orders from a woman. Monthly safety meeting in the break room, presenting new productivity goals from corporate. 20% increase in case picks per hour. No additional staffing budget. Crew immediately starts grumbling. Jason raises his hand. Kid is maybe 24, always on his phone. The reach truck has been acting up for weeks. When are we getting that fixed? Marcus chimes in. Early 30s and built like a linebacker. These new shipments are ridiculous. Meat cases are way heavier than the vegetable pallets we usually get. I take a deep breath. Keep my voice professional. Look, I understand change is hard, but let us be realistic here. Women do this exact work in other countries without all the complaints. I studied in India during college. Saw women carrying massive loads at construction sites. No machines and no whining. Maybe if we focused on solutions instead of problems, we would hit these targets. Room goes silent. Guys start exchanging looks. Then Frank speaks up. Frank is 51. Been at this warehouse for 12 years. Quiet guy with gray stubble. Rarely says anything unless it matters. When he talks, everyone listens. Rachel. Voice is calm and measured. With all due respect, you do not know what you are talking about. Feel my face flush. Excuse me. We are not complaining just to complain, he continues. The equipment is failing and the loads are heavier. Those are facts. You can check the weight logs yourself. I force a smile. Frank, I appreciate your experience, but I have reviewed all the metrics. The weights have not changed significantly. What has changed is the attitude. We need to adapt. Have you ever worked a floor shift? He interrupts me. Silence falls over the room. I blink. That is not the point. Management requires different skills. That is exactly the point, Frank says. Still calm, but firm. You are asking us to do more with less. Saying it is easy. But you have never done it yourself. The whole crew is watching now. Jason smirks. Marcus stares at his boots. I straighten my spine. I do not need to have done every job to manage effectively, Frank. That is not how leadership works. He nods slowly. Like he expected that answer. Fair enough. Meeting ends shortly after. I go back to my office fuming. Type up an email to corporate about resistance from legacy employees. Frank is clearly threatened by having a woman boss. Dealt with guys like him my whole career. Hiding behind seniority to avoid accountability. Tell myself he will come around eventually. 5 days later, everything falls apart. Monday morning. Get 2 call-outs within 90 minutes. Marcus has the flu. Jason threw out his back-moving furniture over the weekend. Actually laugh when I read that text. If he cannot handle a couch, maybe he is in the wrong line of work. At 10 in the morning, Carlos radios from the freezer. Hey Rachel, the reach truck just died. Hydraulic pump is leaking everywhere. Walk out to the loading area. Sure enough, our main reach truck is sitting in a puddle. Completely dead. We have one backup. Ancient manual pallet jack. The kind you pump by hand like some medieval torture device. Frank finds me 30 minutes later. standing in my office doorway. Behind him, I can see the dock. Stacks of incoming freight already piling up. We have got the Kroger shipment due Wednesday, he says evenly. 320 cases. Average 70 to 80 pounds each. Some over 100. With 2 guys out and no reach truck. We need either weekend overtime approval or temp workers through Tuesday. Pull up the budget spreadsheet. Corporate already flagged us for overspend last month. If I approve overtime now, we blow the quarterly budget by 15%. Frank, I say carefully, we cannot keep running to overtime every time something breaks. What did crews do before powered equipment existed? His jaw tightens. We had 8 guys instead of 5, and we were all 20 years younger. Women do this work all over the world without complaining. I say, I have seen it with my own eyes. Construction sites in Mumbai. Women carrying 100-pound loads on their heads. No machines and no complaints. Rachel Frank starts. But I keep going. I am not approving overtime. You have got 5 guys and 2 days. Divide the work. Take breaks. Figure it out. This is exactly the efficiency problem corporate wants us solving. Frank stares at me for a long moment, then says very quietly, "You think it is that easy? I think you are capable of more than you give yourself credit for." He shakes his head slowly. "You have never moved a single case in this building. You have no idea what you are asking." Something snaps inside me. Maybe it is the condescension. Maybe it is weeks of pushback on every initiative I roll out. Either way, I am done being questioned. "Fine," I say, standing up. "You know what? I will prove it. I will cover Marcus' shift on Wednesday myself. If I can handle it, we can stop pretending this is impossible." Frank's expression does not change. Rachel, Wednesday morning, 6 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon. I will be on the floor. We will see how impossible it really is. He studies me for a moment, then nods slowly. "All right. Your call." Walks out. Sit back down with my heart pounding. Moment the door closes, I feel nervous, but push it down. I am not being reckless here. Done Pilates for 6 years. Can hold a plank for 3 minutes. Hike every weekend with a weighted backpack. How different could warehouse work really be? Plus, this is perfect. Prove the work is not that hard. Shut down all the complaining. Show corporate I am a hands-on leader, not afraid to get in the trenches. Win, win, win. Check the calendar. Told Frank Wednesday, but actually gave myself 9 days to prepare. Fudged the scheduling slightly. Time to get ready. That evening, sitting in my apartment. Nerves come back. Google how to prepare for physical labor. Find articles about functional fitness, core strength, lifting techniques. Text my friend Kayla. Need your help. Long story. Coffee tomorrow. Next day, I meet Kayla at this cafe we always go to. Kayla teaches spin and boot camp at an upscale gym downtown. Athletic build. Always in designer workout gear. Genuinely supportive person. Explain the whole situation over lattes. Frame it carefully. Sexist crew challenged me to prove women can do their jobs. Kayla, eyes light up. "Oh my God, yes. This is incredible. You are literally smashing the patriarchy from the inside. I am so here for this." She pauses. "Wait, have you ever done manual labor? Like actual heavy lifting for hours? I mean, I move stuff. I hike with weight. That is not the same as 9 hours of." Kayla cuts herself off. "You know what? We have 9 days. I can train you for this. Functional fitness, core work, deadlifts. You will be fine." Feel relief wash over me. Kayla makes it sound so reasonable. Strength is not some magic thing men have. It is trainable. If I build muscle and endurance over the next week, I will be set. Plus, this is only one shift. 9 hours. done longer hikes than that. You really think I can do this? I ask. Kayla grabs my hand. Babe, you can do anything. You just need the right preparation. We start the next morning. Kayla takes me to her CrossFit gym. Exposed brick walls, motivational quotes everywhere. Smells like rubber mats and sweat. She runs me through a functional strength circuit. Kettlebell swings with 25 pounds. Goblet squats with 30 pounds. Farmer's carries with 25 in each hand. Deadlifts starting at 70 pounds. I struggle hard. Hands cramp. Core burns. But I finish. See, Kayla says, grinning. You are stronger than you think. Drive home sore, but feeling accomplished. That night, post a gym selfie. Nothing obnoxious. Just me mid-plank. Caption says, strength is not given. It is earned. Get 92 likes. By Thursday, we run the circuit again. This time, I manage deadlifts at 100 pounds for 6 reps. Kayla cheers. Muscle adaptation happens fast when you are consistent. Start to feel genuinely confident. My core is stronger. Grip is better. Weights that felt impossible on Monday are manageable now. Can feel my body changing, adapting. Maybe I really can do this. Monday comes, 4 days before the shift. We do one final prep session. Kayla adds loaded carries. I walk 60 feet with 35 pounds in each hand. Forearms scream, but I do it. Honestly, Kayla says as we stretch, you are going to crush this. Just remember, lift with your legs, not your back. That night, I lay out my work clothes, athletic leggings, moisture-wicking shirt, my hiking boots, set 4 alarms, do a mental inventory of everything I learned, engage your core, hinge at the hips, keep weight close to your body, breathe. I trained, I prepared. I am not naive. I know it will be hard, but I also know the crew is watching for me to fail. Not going to give them the satisfaction. Sleep poorly. Tell myself it. Is just adrenaline. Wednesday morning, 5:30 in the morning, pull into the Metro cold storage parking lot. Still dark outside. Warehouse is lit up. Loading dock doors open. Can see crew already moving around. Frank truck is there. So is Danny, early 40s, and former Marine. And Carlos, mid-20s, but strong as hell. 5 of us total for the day. Sit in my car for a moment, change into work boots I bought last week. Brand new Timberlands, stiff and unbroken. Lace them tight. Walk across the lot to the dock. Frank is standing near a pallet stacked with cases. Nods when he sees me. Morning. Morning, I say, trying to sound casual. Danny and Carlos glance at me but say nothing. Vibe is neutral. Not hostile, but not friendly. They are waiting. Frank hands me work gloves. Forgot to bring my own. Kroger meat shipment, he says. Gesturing at the pallet. 320 cases. Dock to staging area. Then sort by SKU. Let us get started. Pull gloves on and approach the pallet. First case is labeled beef brisket whole 12 pound. Case weight 78 pounds. Bend down. Grip the sides of the cardboard case. No handles, just flat, slippery edges. Lift. It is not the weight exactly. It is the awkwardness. Case is bulky, unbalanced. Weight shifts inside when I lift it. Nothing like the neat dumbbells at the gym. Or the balanced barbell. Grip slips immediately. Adjust. Try again. Get it to chest height. Shuffle toward staging area 40 feet away. Forearms already burning by the time I set it down. 1 case, 3:19 to go. By case 4, I am sweating. By case 10, my hands are cramping inside the gloves. By case 15, I have to stop and catch my breath. Check the time. 6:42. Moved 15 cases in 57 minutes. Across the dock, Frank, Danny, and Carlos have collectively moved over 70. Tell myself, I just need to find my rhythm. By 7:30, my new boots are giving me blisters. both heels. Do not have band-aids. Keep working. Cases vary wildly in weight. Some are 50-pound chicken parts. Others are 90-pound beef rounds. Every single one is awkward to grip, awkward to carry, awkward to stack. At 8, we take first official break. 15 minutes. Collapse onto the loading dock. Chugging water from my bottle. Hands are shaking. Danny walks past me carrying 2 cases at once. Something I tried earlier and nearly dropped both. Tell myself first hour is always hardest. Just need to pace myself better. By 9:45, my lower back is screaming. Remember Kayla advice. Lift with your legs. But my legs are already destroyed from squatting 200 times. Start rounding my back when I lift. Too tired to maintain proper form. At some point around 10:30, I stop tracking individual cases. Everything blurs together. Bend, grip, lift, shuffle, set down, repeat. Brain keeps trying to calculate how many I have left. Math makes me want to cry, so I stop. Notice things I never paid attention to before. The way Danny bends his knees deeper than I do. How Carlos uses his whole body to pivot instead of twisting. The rhythm Frank has. Steady, mechanical, no wasted movement. They make it look easy because they have done it 10,000 times. I have done it 100 times, and my body is shutting down. Hands so swollen inside the gloves, I cannot make a fist anymore. Blisters on my heels have broken open, sticking to my socks. Every case feels 15 pounds heavier than the last, not even halfway through the shift. Carlos notices. Hey, Rachel, watch your form. You are going to hurt yourself. Wave him off. Breathless. I am fine. At 11, a delivery driver shows up. Guy in his 30s. Chatty type. Pulls up in a semi. Sees me struggling with a case of pork shoulders. Face red. Arms visibly shaking. They got you doing the grunt work today, huh? Says it not unkindly. Cute effort. Usually the big guys handle this. Set the case down harder than I mean to. Do not respond. By 12:15, been working for 6¼ hours. Reach for another case. Frozen turkeys. 62 pounds. Bend to lift it. Routine motion. Done this 150 times already this morning. But my grip is gone. Core is fatigued. Not paying attention. Case slips. Overcompensate. Twist to catch it. Feel something pop in my lower back. Not agony, but sharp. Immediate. Wrong. Barely set the case down. Stand there breathing hard. Frank sees it from across the dock. Walks over. You all right? Yeah, I lie. Just tweaked something. Take a break. I say I am fine. Try to lift the next case. Cannot physically do it. Cannot bend down and lift without pain spiking up my spine. Stand there staring at the case, feeling the crew eyes on me. At 12:30, I limp to the office, call the shift supervisor hotline, report that I am feeling ill, need to leave early, avoid eye contact with everyone as I walk to my car. Frank catches me in the parking lot. You did more than I expected, he says quietly. No gloating, just calm. But this is what we deal with every day. It is not about being weak, it is about reality. Want to argue? Defend myself. The equipment is broken, I say. Voice tight. The cases were heavier than normal. If we had the reach truck. We have been asking for the reach truck for 4 weeks. Silence. Go home, Frank says. Ice your back. We will finish the shipment. Drive home in silence. Hands gripping steering wheel, eyes burning. By 1, I am lying on my apartment floor. Ice pack under my lower back, staring at the ceiling. Damage report. Blisters on both heels bleeding through socks. Hands covered in scratches and popped blisters. Lower back spasming every time I try to sit up. Pulled muscle in right shoulder. Bruise on left shin from dropping a case. Total cases moved approximately 95. Crew average per person per shift over 200. Want to cry, want to scream. Mostly just lay there feeling my entire body throb. Replaying the delivery driver words. Cute effort. Around 3, I text Kayla. I could not do it. I failed. She calls immediately. Tell her everything. The pain, the humiliation, the crew barely helping. Frank, calm acceptance of my defeat. Oh my God, Rachel, I am so sorry. Kayla says, genuinely sympathetic. I really thought the training would help. It was not enough, I say, voice breaking. It was not even close. I moved 95 cases, and they moved 200. Could not even last a full shift. You tried Kayla offers? That counts for something. Does it? I ask. I told them it was easy. Told them they were exaggerating. And they were right. Frank was right. Long pause. So, what are you going to do? Kayla asks. Do not have an answer. Spend Thursday barely able to move. Ice, ibuprofen, heating pad rotation. Avoid my phone. Avoid thinking about Monday. Friday, I am still sore, but mobile. Sit on my couch. Force myself to think about the last 2 weeks. The meeting. The challenge. Frank warnings. My dismissiveness. That reference I used about women in India feels hollow now. Those women were not doing it for one shift to prove a point. They did it because they had to. Probably since childhood. Bodies adapted over years. I cherry-picked an image to fit my worldview. Ignored all the context. Been so sure I was right. That the crew was lazy. That gender was just a social construct. That strength was all mindset. And I was not completely wrong. Mindset matters. But so does biology. So does experience. So does listening to people who actually know what they are talking about. Monday morning. Arrive at the warehouse at 7:15. Still limping slightly. Frank knocks on my office door at 7:30. Can we talk? I ask before he can say anything. He nods and sits down. I owe you an apology, I say. I was dismissive, condescending. I did not listen. You tried to tell me, and I made it about ego instead of actually hearing you. Frank studies me for a moment. I appreciate that. I need you to know I am not against you. I continue. Or the crew. I just thought I was helping. Pushing for efficiency. Cutting costs. Corporate is breathing down my neck. And I took it out on you guys. I get it, Frank says. You are in a tough spot. But so are we. I know that now. Take a breath. I am approving overtime for next week's shipment, and I am escalating the reach truck replacement to regional. If they will not budge, I will request a meeting with the director, and bring you with me. You know the equipment better than I do. Frank raises his eyebrows slightly. You do that? Should have done it 4 weeks ago. He leans back in his chair. For what it is worth. You lasted longer than I thought you would. Most people would not have even tried. Laugh small and tired. Not sure that is a compliment. Frank smiles faintly. It is. You have got grit. Just needed to aim it in the right direction. He pauses, then adds, I have got 3 daughters. One studying engineering. One in nursing school. One in high school wants to be a pilot. I am not against women doing hard jobs. I am against anyone pretending hard jobs are not hard. Nod slowly. I get it. And I will not make that mistake again. 4 weeks later, the new reach truck arrives. I fought for it. Pushed regional. Got it approved. Started joining the crew for partial morning shifts once a month. Not lifting cases, but shadowing. Learning the workflow. Staying connected to what is actually happening on the floor. Crew started coming to me with issues earlier, because they knew I would listen now. Jason told Carlos I was actually pretty cool for a manager. 8 weeks later, I still go to the gym with Kayla. But now, I do it for health, not validation. Understand the difference between fitness and functional labor strength. When corporate pushes new efficiency targets, I push back with data and crew input. Not going to pretend I am one of them now. I am still management, still have metrics to hit, budgets to balance, corporate breathing down my neck. But I learned something that shift, that no business degree could teach me. Respect is not demanded. It is earned. And sometimes the strongest thing you can do is admit you were wrong.